going there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike? My name is Dolphin Squid and I'm the coach representing the Vote Gate Zoroarks in the first season of the Pokemon Masters Cup Daily. This week we are taking on Maxx of the Maximum Charizards, but before we get on to the battle, it's our job to analyze our opponent's squad and choose our team for the week. Let's get right into it. So first off, Max's team is instantly, right off the bat, a dual weather team. He has Hippowdon with the Sand Stream ability, as well as Mega Charizard Y where that triggers the sun with his drop ability. But he doesn't have many ways to take advantage of either weathers, other than Sand Rush, Stoutland to double his speed, as well as Heatran with the fire, with some extra firepower. I don't really see like he is really utilizing either of the weathers. But moving along, Maxx has a decent mix of defensive walls and attackers. He has Hippowdon, the defensive hippo. He has Tentacruel, the special attack soaker. And he has Ferroton with some mixed defenses. So they have really high defense, which is something I have to look out for. His notable special attackers are Alakazam, Mega Charizard Y, and Heatran. And he also has a couple of physical attackers in the form of Hitmonlee, Swampert, and Stoutland. In terms of support options, he has quite a couple of hazard setup options, notably Stealth Rocks by Ferroton, Heatran, Hippowdon, and Swampert, while Ferroton and Tentacruel have the option of Spikes and Toxic Spikes respectively. In terms of hazard removers, he does have Hitmonlee and of course the famous Rapid Spinner Tentacruel with Rapid Spin, as well as Charizard Y with Default. An odd choice for Hitmonlee with Rapid Spin though, I try to point that out. In terms of status inflictors, he has a couple of options. First up, he has Hippowdon that can deal Toxic and it will be really detrimental to my team. He has Jinx with Lovely Kiss, putting one of my Pokemon to sleep, as well as Rotom that makes full use of Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave. Finally, his only option to recover from status effect is Jinx with Heal Bell. So overall, the Maximum Charizards have a decent team, but how do we stack up against Maxx himself? Let's find out in the next segment. Alright, here we are for the team pick of the week. The segments where I talk about the Pokemon that I'm bringing for this week's team. This week, this is the Pokemon that I'm bringing along to face off against Maxx of the Maximum Charizards. First up, we have both Zinnia, the Raikou, named after, well, we have the sub-Zinnia word, part of the name, I guess. Named after the character of the same name with the movie of the same name, excuse me. So both Zinnia, it has a pressure ability, it carries a life orb, and it has timid nature. These spread that you see in the EVs, I made such that it is able to outspeed Charizard Y as well as Tentacruel just by 1 point, so it is really essential that I be able to outspeed these guys, especially since I'll be able to deal with them anyways. So yeah, of course we got Maxx special attack EVs just to deal as much damage as we can, and since I got a couple of effort values, I guess I could call that EV points, I put 112 into HP and then 4 into special defense. I might actually put it in defense, come to think about it, excuse me. But I feel like, well, why not just put it somewhere where it's probably going to survive certain things like Scald or maybe Solar Beam, stuff like that. So anyways, looking at the moves, we have Hidden Power Grass, of course to deal with Swampert, just in case. Extra Sensory to deal with Tentacruel. Actually, Hidden Power Grass is also meant to deal with Hippowdon as well. We have Volt Switch and Thunderbolt which allows me to switch and do step damage as much as I can against his other Pokemon. So I wouldn't say this is a pretty standard team, but I feel like this is the most comfortable that I have to play with Raikou. During a few times I actually get to play it. Alright, moving on, we have Dig Dug, the Dark Trio. Of course, I'm sure you guys know the retro game Dig Dug. Well, else am I gonna name Dark Trio, huh? Anyways, looking at the looking at the details, we have Arena Trap for Dig Dug. Excuse me, let me repeat that. Dig Dug has Arena Trap ability. It has a Focus Sash just to be able to survive because, well, Dark Trio is typically frail but very fast, so I decided to bring it along. Of course, doing as much damage as I can with Max attack and speed EVs, and put 4 points into special defense as well. I'm not too sure what am I going to outspeed with Dig Dug, so I decided to go with Jolly Nature. Plus, well, I think its stats actually... Just hold on a moment. I think its stat is actually the same as our friend here, which is Alakazam. Yeah, it is the same, so at the very least, I hope to be able to outspeed Alakazam if it's not Scar. Who knows? So anyways, we have Sucker Punch, which is a very useful ability, very useful priority attack. We have Earthquake, which can deal with a couple of Pokemon, namely Heatran, Hippowdon, maybe Tentacruel. Stealth Rocks, just in case I need some, I guess, entry hazards. Of course, he does have Tentacruel as his Rapid Spinner, but I always have another Pokemon for spin blocking. But before we move on to that, lastly we have Rock Slide, just to deal a huge amount of damage to Charizard Y. So another offensive Pokemon right here, right there. Our third Pokemon is Strider, the Greninja. Of course, named after the cyborg ninja that lives for many years, Strider. Protean ability, well, you guys have already seen it. It's probably, it is in the, not probably, but it's in the Ubers tier on Smogon. But in the D-League, I get to actually use Protean Greninja. So that's why Greninja is right there. It is another carrier of the Focus Sash, of course, another Glass Cannon like Dark Trio. And I decided, well, if I got the speed, why not I just max out its special attack and speed, as well as give it the modest nature to do the nature boosted damage. So we got that. Looking at our moveset, we have Dark Pulse, we have Extra Sensory, we have Hydro Pump, Grass Knot, all making full use of the Protean ability. Of course, Dark Pulse would be able to deal with Pokemon like Alakazam, as well as Jinx. Extra Sensory, well, it can deal with Tentacruel with that. Hydro Pump, I feel like if I need any extra damage, I might as well put it into Hydro Pump instead of Scald, so as I'll be able to get a bit more KOs. Although it does not have that kind, it doesn't have a reputable, it doesn't have that 100% accuracy. I feel like the damage is worth it if I manage to hit it. And Grass Knot, although we already have Raikou as a hidden Power Grass, just a second option, and Stab, I decided to go with Grass Knot just to deal with the same Pokemon like Swampert, Hippowdon. Alright, moving on, we have Manibus, which has no name, strangely enough. Let me know in the comment section below how I should name Manibus. No vulgarities, by the way, no curses or stuff like that. So first up, Manibus Overcoat ability, a very useful ability that it has just so that you'll be able to live, not be affected by the sandstorm that is brought on by Hippowdon. If my opponent decides to bring a Hippowdon, of course, its health item is leftovers, and Manibus is actually just a utility. Taunts to at least stop any Pokemon from setting up status or just about anything status wise, like for example Hippowdon with Psycho. I didn't want him to recover health. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use taunts to stop it from recovering health. Of course, knock off any items that my opponent has, roost for recovery, and default to get rid of any entry hazards that I have. Though it does get rid of Stealthworks on my opponent's side as well. But that's alright. If I need that support, if I need to clear the field of rocks and spikes, I'm going to go with default on Manibus. So there we have a utility Pokemon, a very bulky one too. With its stats, actually, it's pretty alright. I have set up to lift something, so got that. Alright, next up we have Nightmare the Dust Gnome. I'm sure you have met his little brother Nightmare the Dust Corps in the World Pokemon Federation. But this time Nightmare is it is named after the nightmares of the anime Code Geass, if you guys have not seen that. Nightmare with the pressure ability, well, first would help me find out what item my opponent has. I feel like pressure will be able to put some pressure onto my opponents, as in if he has any stat damage. I feel like why not just stall and waste the power points of my opponent's moves, particularly those with those with really low power points. So we got that. Well, Freeze might be a better ability. I might actually consider it too. So anyways, Nightmare carries the leftovers. Its stats is meant to make it a special attack soaker. Of course, 252 in HP, 252 in special defense, and careful with, I think, the defense boost on the special defense boost, correction, on its stats. Anyways, moving on, of course, 4 attack damage, which I originally didn't want to put special attack damage over there, because you will see what exactly my moveset has. So looking at which we have Will Whiz, which will neutralize any physical attackers and tanks that Maxx has. Of course, particularly Hippowdon, which has quite a set of moves which I feel like it's going to be quite troublesome. Hippowdon is able to slide off and is able to take a lot of damage with its defensive typing. So why not Will Whiz just to wither it down. And along with my previous Pokemon, Manibus, that's right, that's his name. Why not wither it down and force him to switch, so I can take care of his other Pokemon. So anyways, Nightshade, surprisingly, I wasn't informed of this move until recently. Nightshade does the same amounts of damage as this level, so it will take away, in this metagame, in this league, it will take away 50 health points away from my opponent. So while Dust Gnome does not have the best attack, Nightshade will be able to clear off all that. It will be able to deal like 50 damage, unless I can find some other way to actually put that. But anyways, I decided to go with Nightshade other than any other attacks. Of course, we have Pain Split and Substitute, just to make it more of a pain to be Dust Gnome more of a pain to be dealt with. Pain Split, of course, takes the health. Actually, surprisingly, takes the health of the opponent's Pokemon. And it's not just I don't know how to describe it, but I guess it makes the health points between my Dusknoir and my opponent's Pokemon equal. So if the health would, well, I probably take a long time to actually explain it, but Pain Split allows me to recover health for Dusknoir, or maybe, well, make it easier to do any damage, knock out any of my opponent's Pokemon. Of course, Substitute, hide behind the wall, prevents it from getting status effects, and we got that. That essentially is my favorite style of Dusknoir. And yeah. Moving on, our last Pokemon for today, we are Exia, the Aerodactyl. Surprisingly, I decided to go with a move of one of my favorite Gundams, Gundam Double Exia Gundam. His ability is a nerve ability. I don't think my opponent has anything to... Actually, they don't really have any need of having any berries, I think. I might be wrong though, but I don't know, just in case he decides to go with any other... If he decides to use his... to bring along any berries, it will neutralize... this ability will stop it from using it. Particularly Citrus Berry, which can recover a decent amount of health to some of my opponent's Pokemon. So anyways, moving on, we have of course Mega Aerodactyl with the Aerodactylite. We have full-on speed and attack EV stats, as well as a little bit in special defense. My physical attacker, actually, come to think about it. As well as Jolly Nature, in case, well, if my opponent decides to actually bring a Choice Scarf Pokemon. As well as his movesets, which is, a few of which is actually pretty standard. First off, I really like to make full use of his Mega abilities, Tough Claws. So, I decided to go with Rock Slide, Earthquake, just to deal as much damage as I can to any of these Pokemon with, well, like for example Heat Red. Fire Fang, just for that, let's see, what does he have? Oh yeah, Fire Fang can do a lot of damage to Ferrothorn, but boosted damage for the Tough Claws too. And finally, we have Crunch, which will deal quite a lot of damage to Alakazam, just in case he decides to, well, knock it out. I mean, not knock it out, but yeah, I really lost my train of thought there. Alright, getting back to it, of course, Crunch will be able to deal Tough Claws damage. And yeah, that is about it for the team. I think that's all the time that we have for today, guys. Tomorrow, we are going straight into the battle with Maxximum Charizards here. So anyways, stay tuned for that episode. Of course, if you like to see my opponent's side of the story, go ahead, check him out, links in the description. As well as check out the Pokemon Masters Cup, also YouTube and his channel, and social media is in the description below. It's gonna be a fun one, actually, gonna think about it. It's gonna be a fun battle. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and until tomorrow, stay awesome, have fun, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye everyone.